Hello, my name is Martin. I'm one of your teachers at Korr, and today we're going to have a closer look at how to write a discussion essay. So let's get started, everybody. So what is a discussion essay really? An essay where you speak your mind, where you find something that interests you or maybe something that disturbs you and you talk about it. You can discuss the matter, or you can explain something that is something hard to understand. You can have explanations and come up with examples that proves whatever your idea is. Let's move on. It is also called the 5-paragraph essay because of how it is structured. Usually that means it has 5 paragraphs. The first one is the introduction. The second one is body paragraph 1. The third one is body paragraph 2, and the fourth one is body paragraph 3. In the end, there is the conclusion. That's the 5th paragraph, and from there we have the name or the nickname, the 5-paragraph essay. Alright, let's move on. So, what's an introduction? Well, first of all, it's your first paragraph, and in it you are going to introduce the subject you're writing about. So whatever it is that you have decided to write about, you should introduce that thing now, so that if you're writing about hunting wolves in Sweden, this is where you state the topic. And it should also be interesting, so that you lure the reader in. So you should have maybe some kind of line that's challenging or somewhat interesting to the reader. Maybe if going with the wolf hunt in Sweden, say Swedish wolves are becoming extinct because of increased hunting of them. I don't know. I've tried to make something up on the go there, and you can see that you're going to challenge the reader somehow so that they become interested, so that they might feel that you are providing them information that they thought. Something that they had another perspective, another trail of thought according to you. You're going to challenge them so they want to take part of what it is. And you should also provide background information. So if once again we're going with the wolf hunt in Sweden, we should say how many wolves there are, how many wolves have been shot down in the last hunting season, that would be, and things like that. Let's move on. Oh, not really. Present your main idea or focus in a thesis statement. This is your what can I say? Your personal opinion or the goal of your writing in a sentence. So it could be hunting wolves in Sweden is bad for the environment, or something like that. And then the rest of the introduction leads to your thesis in this case, and the rest of the essay is going to discuss and prove that point. So your thesis is a statement or your idea that you want to prove or reinforce somehow. Now, for the body paragraphs. Describe, explain, and illustrate the main idea. Why is hunting wolves dangerous or a problem for the environment? And you're going to persuade the reader. That means you're going to make them change their mind to think as you do. You want them to feel and think the same way as you do. You're going to have different paragraphs, and each one of these 3 different body paragraphs are going to choose a different aspect. So the first one might be how it affects the environment according to, let's see, the what is it called? The food chain. Yes, the food chain. How does it affect the food chain? And then that very paragraph is just about how the hunting of wolves affects the food chain and whatever comes from that. Another thing you may talk about is what happens to the tourism industry when wolves are gone. Maybe people come to Sweden to see our Swedish wolves. I have no idea. Maybe you can find some information about that. You need to research your topics, and that research will lead you to. You will find different aspects on your topics, on your main idea, and you should use just one aspect in each paragraph. Otherwise, it will be quite hard to tell really what's your goal and what the problem is. Keep it short and keep it focused. And the body paragraph also discusses or explains its aspect. And it should provide details and examples of how. So if we're talking about the food chain of removing wolves suddenly from the food chain in the Swedish wilderness, then we need to put up details and examples of, maybe you can find some kind of reservoir where wolves have been removed and what kind of effect that had on the environment and the rest of the wildlife, that is. And then you should keep it to that and discuss whatever happened. And remember to focus on what is my thesis and what am I trying to prove or explain here. Alright? And it should also it should clarify and support your thesis. So that so you don't state that you want to check something, like you say, you're checking how the wolves are being affected, and in the end, or in your body paragraph, you're then talking about completely different animal, or wolves outside of Sweden. That wasn't where we set up when we started this example. We started with these wolves in Sweden being hunted. How does it affect the environment? We think that it affects it in a negative way. So that's what we're trying to support and prove here. So remember that in your aspects, that you need to find things that support your thesis. Now, for the conclusion, this is of course the last paragraph, and what you do here is that you look at your main ideas. That's from the aspects from your body paragraphs and the thesis, and you summarizes them. So that you could just skip the entire body paragraphs and still just read the introduction and the conclusion and have an idea of what this is. You should also make recommendations about what's the course of actions from now. You have now proved that hunting wolves in Sweden has a negative effect on the environment. What should we do? Well, stop shooting the wolves, maybe you think. And I shall say I know nothing about hunting wolves and anything about this or that in any way. This is just an example made up on the go by me. So don't worry about actual wolf hunts. I have no idea about them. So I can't really give you exact recommendations in that case. But when you are done researching your topic or your idea, you should be able to make recommendations. You should stop shooting the wolves, or maybe you are on the other side and you have plenty of reasons to why you should shoot wolves. And you suggest a solution to this. The problem will go away if we stop shooting the wolves and if we introduce new wolves from neighboring countries here, maybe. So that could be an idea. Also, you could give a personal reflection where you think about your body paragraphs and their aspects, and you make conclusions about what does it all mean. And now, when everything is done, you have written your 5 paragraphs, but before you hand your essay in, you will need to check these things. Make sure that you have introduced your subject or topic or main idea in an interesting way. Make sure you have given necessary background information. Make sure you have 3 body paragraphs and that they all have different aspects. Make sure that you have enough details and examples in each paragraph. And did you round up your essay in an engaging way? Are you convincing, that is? And that is the end of this presentation. Also, remember to check your spelling, and for typos, those happens as well. So, have a nice day and good luck with your assignment. Bye.